Hi, I'm Brittany Lights, and this week on the West Report, I'll be telling you how our chess team's doing.
And I'm Tim Flynn, and I'll be previewing 2 more spring sports that are in the swing of things here at West.
And I'm Mara Great, and later I'll be telling you how West bowled for a good cause. But now let's talk about senior trip. Last Wednesday, March 7th, the most memorable event for high schoolers occurred, senior trip. About 150 West seniors traveled to Disney World in Florida from the 7th to the 10th, making it West's largest senior trip. Seniors and chaperones left West at 4 o'clock in the morning and arrived in Florida a few hours later. Students got dropped off in the 4 main Disney parks and were free to go between Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, MGM, and Epcot. When the night hit, all students met in Epcot to witness the famous illumination fireworks show. The second day, we went to Disney Water Park, Blizzard Beach, and later that day, we went to SeaWorld. There at SeaWorld, we witnessed an amazing luau. The third day, we visited Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. And later that night, we were surprised with a pizza party by the pool by the chaperones. The last day, the students were able to go to any park of their choice until 4 p.m., where we all met at Epcot to head back home. We arrived back at Cherry Hill at 2 o'clock in the morning, but had a wonderful time. Habitat for Humanity is a national organization dedicated to help build decent shelters for Americans in need. The West chapter of Habitat for Humanity will have a bowl-a-thon on Sunday, March 18th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Woodcrest Playroom to raise money for their efforts. The cost is only $5 to bowl. See a social studies teacher, Mr. Cohen, in F24, or the club president, Dan Breswick, for the tickets. So come support Habitat for Humanity in their efforts to help provide better housing for Americans on Sunday, March 18th at the Woodcrest Playroom from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So, Brittany, tell me about the chess club. How are they doing?
Well, they're actually doing really well this year. On the weekend of March 5th, the Cherry Hill West varsity team earned 4th place in the New Jersey State High School Chess Championships, making it to the final round up against the undefeated Christian Brothers Academy. In what ended up to be a 3-hour match, West held a position, almost managing a draw. Here's chess advisor Mr. Herman with his thoughts about this year's team.
The chess team's had a great run this year. I have seniors on the team who have been with the team for 4 years, who are extremely experienced, and we ended up finishing the season undefeated. And at the championship tournament, we tied Cherry Hill East for first place. Also at the state championship, we ended up with a very respectable 4th place, one of the highest places that we've ever had. So I was really pleased with the season, pleased with the players, and I'm hoping that next year we'll be able to rebuild and do just as well.
Nick Rowe had an excellent tournament with 2 wins, 1 loss, and a draw with a record of 4-0. Sam Whitman, Mike Levine, and Brandon Clark also performed well. Here's Mr. Herman again on some of his team players.
Our first board player, Nick Rowe, is a great talent, and regardless of the amount of pressure he had, he could have 100 people watching him play with only a couple minutes left on the clock. He would never crack under pressure. So to have a player of that caliber, the high school level, leading your team, just made me feel great as a coach. Also, he had other seniors who were and juniors who were very strong that assisted him in winning the titles that we've won. The second board player is Mike Levine, also extremely experienced, very quick thinker, very skilled. Sam Whitman, who's improved probably more than anyone on the team, on board 3 varsity.
Thank you, Mr. Herman. On to more academics. Mr. Cohen's U.S. History 2A sophomores recently did a debate on the Alien and Sedition Acts. The Alien Act being what allowed the president to deport any dangerous foreigners from the country. The Sedition Act being what gave the president the right to punish anyone who excessively criticized the government. Here's Mr. Cohen's class with their debates.
We're the Federalists, and so we have a problem, but this problem isn't necessarily bad. The issue we have in front of us is the Alien and Sedition Acts. The acts state that foreigners have to wait 14 years to become a citizen, and they can be deported if the president believes that the person in mind is dangerous, and the government can punish whoever criticizes the acts. These laws ensure that we will have no outside voting, which is no immigrant can come to our country and vote for one person because they like them better. A country shouldn't be ran by the votes of a popularity contest. These acts also ensure that immigrants will have knowledge of the land and people before they have the right to vote. With these laws comes an unconstitutional power. The laws state that we can deport any dangerous immigrant without a trial. It might be against the Constitution, but the protection of our people, is a better issue than deporting someone without a trial. And we don't need any more trouble. Thank you.
The Alien and Sedition Acts are the rules limiting foreigners' rights in the United States. These laws include the waiting of 14 years before becoming a citizen, the deportation of foreigners without representation, and the limiting of the freedom of speech by punishing those who speak ill of our government. We love our country and do not wish to be shunned upon, but the people who make up the government, not the government that makes the people. Each of those laws take away the rights in which we fought to attain. Who are you to deny the people and those who wish to come here for the same rights we fought for? Support the people and they'll support you back.
Alien will help our country.
Well, alien, they come from a different country, so they could help bring their customs and what they believe in to our side.
Okay, would anyone on this side like to?
They'll further support us in a way that whatever our weaknesses are, we'll gain the weaknesses of others, or the powers of others to help overcome the weaknesses we have now.
Sean?
And also, you said, maybe it was a mistake. It was a mistake that you said it, but that the people come over and they have weaknesses, and the weaknesses they have, they bring to America. And, you corrected yourself, but that's true. That if you have people and they have, problems and they have weaknesses, then we don't want them in our country because we already have enough weaknesses and we have kind of an unstable government already, so that's why.
I feel like what's the problem with having people from other countries come here? Because it's basically our country. The people who found it, they're not Americans. The only people who are Americans are the Indians. Because they lived here, they worked the land, and they taught us, they taught us.
Don't the alien sedition acts violate the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights?
Okay, Bradley, do you or do you not believe that these acts will ensure the Americans' freedom?
No, because with these acts, you're getting rid of the freedom by not criticizing the government. The people choose. If you can't criticize the government, how can you change it? That's the only way to change a government. It's stated in the Constitution. If you can't criticize it, how is it going to be changed? That's it.
Even if people are aliens and they're planning on staying here to become a citizen, they should be able to give their input on the government because what they say may help us get a stronger government.
Thank you, Mr. Cohen, and thanks to all his U.S. History 2A sophomores. So tell me, Tim, what's up with those sports?
Let me tell you about them sports, Brittany. Now that the winter sports are over, West moves on to its spring sports. Last week on the West Report, we previewed the baseball team, and this week we'll be previewing the golf and the girls softball teams. Golf has always been a strong point for West sports. Last year, the team's record was 13-3 as they lost in the finals. Their first match of the 06-07 season was on March 13th against Haddon Township at Westland Country Club. This year's new players are Bert Kovac, Stan Lampson, and Eric Capice. There was just one player lost from last year's team, Andrew Zagorn, who is now in the Golf Hall of Fame here at West. The key players on this year's team are Matt Osorio, Brett Cybolski, Jimmy Myers, Pat Carey, Steve Tiley, Chris Tadley, and Ryan Monahan. Coach Russo quoted, "We are the team to beat this year, as we are mainly focusing on course management. So come out and see the team as they set out to win a championship." Just like the golf team, the girls softball team has been practicing very hard, preparing for the approaching season. This year, their key opponents are Triton and Shawnee. The team's first game is on April 1st against Paul VI, as Coach Gerst and the girls hope to improve from last season's record, which was 11-12. Coach Gerst told me the key players this season are Allison Kleeman, Sarah Penn, Crystal White, Shayna Bradley, Rachel Knable, Laura Pierce, Lauren Meyer, and Kristen Rienstra. The new additions to the team are Allie Hurd, Michelle Hermans, and Katie Dolly. The two players lost from last year's Lady Lions softball team were Kelly Smith and Allison Lizzie. Good luck to the girls on the upcoming season, and make sure to tune in to next week's edition of the West Report, as we will be previewing the boys and girls track teams along with the tennis team. That's it for this week's edition of West Sports. Now back to you, Mary.
Okay, well, let's talk about National Honor Society. Students have several options to help out with schoolwork. First, students who are in National Honor Society are required to give back to the school. One of the services available is tutoring other students in math, English, Spanish, and science. Also, Mrs. Chase is in charge of the homework club. The club runs Monday through Thursday. To take advantage of the National Honor Society tutoring and the homework club, contact Mrs. Roskopf in F36 and Mrs. Chase. So be sure to make the most of this tutoring.
So, Mare, are you Irish?
Not even a little bit. Are you?
Girl, do I look Irish? Tim?
Actually, yes. And let's wish our viewers a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
I'm Brittany Lights.
I'm Mara Great.
And I'm Tim Flynn.
Thanks for watching this week's Best Report. Tune in next week.